Welcome back to Total Party Kill. It's me, Tony Sindelar, Dungeon Master. I use he, him, his pronouns. And today we are starting off a new adventure. We are starting off the Gribbits Detective Agency adventure published by our friends. Well, they don't know they're my friends, but they're my friends from the Dragon Friends podcast. This is a kind of a spin-off adventure from the Dragon Friends podcast. If you're saying, Tony, what is the Dragon Friends podcast? The Dragon Friends podcast is basically a Dungeons and Dragons podcast that is funnier than Total Party Kill. Ouch, it's hard. It's, the truth hurts. The Dragon Friends podcast is Australian comedians playing kind of slightly more improv Dungeons and Dragons in front of a live audience, and they are very funny, and I enjoy them a great deal. And they took their Australian celebrity fame and Wizards of the Coast connections and published a free adventure called the Gribbits Detective Agency. If you're unfamiliar with the Dragon Friends, no worries. There's, there's not major continuity things that will be important, and none of the Dragon Friends are here. I don't have that kind of pull. We have several of your favorite.
If you're unfamiliar with the Dragon Friends, good. We have nothing to live up to.
Yeah, we have nothing to live up to. I will mention they are Australian comedian doing live comedy performance. The Dragon Friends has lots of swearing in it, and in honor
the shit you say.
Yes, in honor of that, our players are off the leash. There are no limits on what they can say, or I guess I've lost control already. I'm just saying this is probably not a good episode to listen to with your kids, depending on what your feelings are about swearing.
Put those little assholes to bed right now.
Yeah, like Australian, perhaps this is insufficiently profane for your children. I don't know anything about you or your people except from what I've learned from Dragon Friends. I'm sorry. So let us meet our players, and they will introduce their characters, and then we will jump into the adventure. I'm going to go in the order that you appear in my Zoom window. James Thompson, would you mind going first?
Yeah, I am playing Leon Two Blades Lyerson, who is a human rogue. We both use he, him pronouns. He's rather rough around the edges.
Annette Weirster, welcome to the podcast.
Hello, I am playing Kakara, and she is an...
What was that?
Kakara.
Okay.
I will be doing this the whole time.
Made you say caca.
She is an Aarakocra ranger, which means she is like a raven-like bird character, and we both use she, her pronouns.
Next up, it's Micah Sargent.
Hello, I am playing Glupo Reykjavik, the forest gnome bard, and we both have he, him pronouns.
Cool. Also here, it's Tiff Armet. Hi, Tiff.
Hey, I'm playing Aquafina Thirstrap, the genocide fighter. And she, her uses she, hers.
Excellent. And last but not least, it's Steve Lutz. How could we do a swearing adventure without Steve Lutz?
I don't fucking know. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Steve Lutz. He, him, but to be honest, I don't give a fuck what you call me, so do what feels right for you. Yeah, and I'll let my character introduce himself.
Hello. Right.
I am a turtle. Perhaps you've heard of turtles. Well, we're like those, but bigger. By trade, I am a barbarian, though I find that term somewhat derogatory, though technically accurate.
Do you have a name?
He said it
first. Oh, yes, my name. My name has a long and storied history amongst my people. All but the most foolhardy quake at the name Frank, for that is my name.
Excellent. You're gonna do this the whole time, Steve? That's what you're thinking?
God, I hope not.
Okay.
Maybe you can find a magic potion that changes your voice right at the start.
Well, today we're going to be running one of my favorite types of adventures. This is an urban adventure set in a city, and we are going to one of my favorite cities in the Dungeons and Dragons world, that being the city of Waterdeep. And as we all know, every great Dungeons and Dragons adventure starts in a tavern, and there is no tavern more famous or storied than the Waterdeep yawning portal. The Yawning Portal is not just a tavern where stories are told, but where stories are made, because the Yawning Portal is the entrance to Undermountain itself, one of the most famous dungeons out there. And neither the Yawning Portal nor Undermountain will appear in this adventure. Take from that what you will. For all great Dungeons and Dragons adventures start, and this one does not start in a tavern. This adventure starts several blocks away and down in the sewers. Yeah. Our adventure today starts in a large sewer chamber, a place known to all of you as the Beggar Court, for this is the headquarters of the Waterdeep Guild of Tricksters, Thieves, and Beggars, not an officially licensed guild, but a guild nonetheless where you are ostensibly all members in good standing. This is the sewers. It's, I don't know if it's where you work or live, or at least occasionally have to come for big team meetings and to file your paperwork and, to get your pay stubs and whatnot. And there's just the ever-present sound of the dripping of liquids and the lingering of fumes of Waterdeep excrement that would be overpowering to many, but somehow you've grown used to it. That's right, the sewers, one of my favorite places to bring adventurers because they deserve to suffer. Today, in this large chamber in the Beggar Court, someone has set up a half dozen card tables and a lot of rusty folding chairs kind of scattered about them. There's easily seating for 30 or so people here, and yet you find the five of you seem to be the only ones who have shown up for the general meeting today. A goblin wearing a suit that is somehow too big and too small paces back and forth nervously at the front of the chamber. I have a graphic of this goblin that I will share with you via Roll20. Dude. Did that show up for you?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
His ankles look troublesome.
He's very dapper.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting that you went to the ankles. I went to the head.
Turnout is incredible.
Yeah,
Did
you
he
would
do ballet?
recognize this.
It must have. That's what
You would recognize this goblin as Gribbits, loyal assistant, head of human resources, and legal counsel to Jetmir, head of the guild, the self-styled Beggar King of Waterdeep. Despite ostensibly being a worker, I suspect many of you have not really ever had direct interactions with Gribbits. His rank in the guild, which is ostensibly second in command or assistant to Genosmere, doesn't seem to carry with it the level of prestige and power that we expect, perhaps because of how Gribbits acts. So Gribbits kind of looks at all of you nervously and says, maybe we'll give people a few more minutes, right? He shuffles back and forth nervously.
Yeah, so we're just going to do that. Apparently,
Yeah. I mean, you told us to give us a few minutes.
few minutes. Yeah, let's just
we're just
take
waiting
5.
for the.
So are we
Should I use the
here or are we
restroom and get a
coming
new
in?
beer now, or what?
You're all there in the large kind of meeting room. You seem to be the only people who have been shown up. You were told that there was a general meeting of the Waterdeep Guild of Tricksters, Thieves, and Beggars. An emergency general meeting.
Quick
All right.
question there for you, Gribby. I was just wondering who else is supposed to be coming here. Who else are we waiting on?
Well, I thought everyone would be here because I called an emergency meeting.
Right,
here.
but
Hello.
did you? I mean, isn't this everybody? I mean, who else is it that we're waiting on?
I heard there'd be
Well-
cocktails. Where are these cocktails?
About that. Yeah, I mean, I thought everybody, according to my last logs, there's 35 members of the Waterdeep Guild of Tricksters and Beggars that have paid their dues at least, and there's a good, I guess 145 in default on their dues, but yeah, I mean, emergency meeting. Where is everybody?
Walking around and introducing myself to everybody. Hello,
Okay.
I'm Frank. Hello, I'm Frank. Hello, who are you? I'm Frank.
Frank,
Frank,
I
we know
do
who you are, Frank.
Yeah, we're kind of
Yeah.
we've been friends for a while, you know.
Have we?
Yeah, we're all sort of
I
part of
forget
this.
sometimes.
This whole thing. Gribby, I kind of wonder if maybe given the fact that this is an emergency meeting, we should probably just go ahead and get started. And then maybe some of us could let the other people who come along kind of know about it. Maybe you've got some pamphlets we could hand out or whatever. I noticed my accent is slightly changing there. I apologize.
It's the fumes. It's the fumes. The sewer fumes.
A new person showed up. Hello, I'm Frank.
Well, okay. Gribbits claps his hands. Well, I suppose you're wondering why I've asked you all here today. Gosh, I've always wanted to say that.
Why did you ask us all here today?
There's no use beating around the bush. I've called this emergency meeting because of, well, an emergency.
Never would have guessed, Gribby.
He nods his head enthusiastically. Yes, our glorious leader, Janos Mir, the Beggar King, has gone missing. He must have been bloody abducted. And as such, that is to say, you have to find him.
Beggar, I hardly know her.
Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure I'm king now, technically. The order of succession is quite clear.
I think you are incorrect, Frank. I feel like we've had this discussion before.
I second Frank's leadership.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm okay with that too.
Adventure over. Let's all go to the pub.
Who wants a beer?
Oh, Gribby, we're just ribbing your gribs, as we are want to say. So the Beggar King is missing, and you want us to find him. I would hope you've got some more information than just that, right? What all do you know?
Well, I know that he is missing, and he is our fearless leader, and we are sworn and obligated legally and ethically to search for him and his life at all costs.
There would
So
be some kind of
basically-
reward, of course.
Legally
course.
obligated?
I believe if you consult your guild membership paperwork, it is quite clear.
And the reward is quite clear.
Question.
Yeah, where's the reward?
What's this wee shit? Are you coming too?
Well, I thought it would be important I stay here in case he turns up, so that someone is maintaining the beggar court, so that we don't have headquarters.
So turtles don't take over in your absence.
Yeah.
Table talk for a moment, or a point of order. Point of order, Tony. Can you give a little bit more of a description of how? Because the title of this adventure is Gribbits Detective Agency, but we're part of the we're like beggars and thieves and whatnot.
Yeah.
So how
you're all scoundrels.
Okay.
You are all scoundrels, and you would all at least have some familiarity with each other. Basically the idea is that Janos Mir is the guild master, except it's not a legitimate guild. Janos Mir runs the equivalent of your thieves guild for thieves, tricksters, scoundrels, thugs. Basically any kind of low-level criminal element falls under the auspices of Janos Mir. And so, you work together as part of this, you can think of it as kind of like a union. You're provided with some protection and access to jobs and the social elements, but you all kick some money up to Janos Mir for that privilege to do so. And, Janos Mir is as the head of the guild of thieves, tricksters, and beggars, is a somewhat beloved and charismatic figure ruling from the sewers. So, though it might potentially be a good job opportunity where he'd be displaced, you would probably feel bad if, he were to go missing.
And without him, it's hard to get paid. So that's also...
It is absolutely hard to get paid. And I believe payday is tomorrow. So there's a time element.
Well, somebody must have the keys.
Suddenly,
to the
I
safe.
feel more motivated.
Micah, any other questions about the logistics of your... And so all of you, regardless of what your particular class is, you are all in some way members of this guild. And, I think they cover a variety of low-level crime, trickery, and just begging for money. So you don't necessarily have to be a full-on murderer or thug, arsonist, or a person who breaks into safes so much as, somebody who is not legitimately employed.
I mean, we
Gotcha.
are all level 1, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to be employed. It's hard out here for those level
Yeah.
ones. So
Yep, it's hard out there.
Gribby, I was kind of wondering if maybe you could take us to the last place we saw our old leader, and maybe that would help us get some clues. Because it sounds like what you did was you saw he was gone, and then you freaked the fuck out as you usually do. And
That is
that's
correct.
just yep, old Gribby doing his thing. So maybe we could get some information before, folks. I mean, if that sounds good to you, we can then decide if we want to help out. Because like, if there are no clues, then what the fuck are we gonna do anyway? You know.
Well,
This
I mean, I
seems-
saw him in a private office yesterday when I was leaving for the afternoon, and no one has seen him since.
Have you checked the couch?
They always
I
fall in
did check the
couch.
couch first.
Okay. Was he in there?
No.
Oh.
So take us to his office, won't you?
So how do you know he's missing and not just somewhere else in the sewer?
I mean, he would, if he were to leave, first of all, the Beggar King does not wander off into the sewer. He would assign somebody else to walk into the sewer. And surely if he was going to wander off into the sewer, he would tell me, I am his most trusted, most loyal assistant and power of attorney. I'm Gribbits. Also, I don't think
hi,
I should
Gribbits.
show you his
I'm Frank's.
private office. He is the Beggar King. And you are rabble. You are scum.
You want our
Um,
help or not?
Right.
I
Let me.
find those terms
I'm
Don't
somewhat-
want
suddenly
it. I
feeling
have no
very
other
unhelpful.
choice.
Oh God. I rolled a 12.
Would
on
somebody like to
persuasion.
attempt to persuade or intimidate Gribbits to be more cooperative?
I'll do a persuasion. I'm +6
right.
on
Nice. Plus
Yeah.
6. My God.
that. 20.
Tell us a little bit about what that looks like, Leon.
I mean, Leon, as I said, he's rather rough around the edges. He's got the sort of eye patch and all the scars. And his nickname is Two Blades because he's got two blades.
At least.
But, you know,
That you
despite
know.
that, yeah. Despite that, you know, he's quite charismatic. So he's really just making a case for, you know, a logical case why we should just go and have a look at this office, even though he is also casing the joint entirely and looking
Oh,
for
yes,
where
of
the
course.
safe is.
Would you like to describe what? Just give me a hint of what that
Act it
logical
out.
argument. Yeah. What's that sound like?
Hmm. I don't have an accent.
This is
prepared,
the
so-
part in Dungeons and Dragons where it's like, I know how to fly kick someone, I know how to lob a fireball 1,000 feet, but how do I persuade someone to give me what I want?
Yeah, I think
You think you can pull
really-
off Scottish? Try that.
no, I mean, like, well, you know, ask John Syracuse, he thinks I can't. But anyway,
Who is this Saracusa?
he's a sort of low-level beggar. Don't worry about him. I think logically, you know, we need to get clues if we're to move forward with this, and the main clues are going to come from his office.
Well, clues. Oh, yes, clues. Clues are very important. Right this way.
That was easy.
The Janos Mir's office is an adjoining room. Gribbits pulls out kind of an elaborate key ring on a little chain around that goes to his waistcoat and unlocks honestly elaborate though not very sturdy looking series of locks into Janos Mir's office, which is adjoining. Janos Mir's office is kind of like, it looks like it may have been perhaps a mop closet at some point. It is dingy, overflowing with stuff and a little grimy, and yet somehow smells slightly worse than the main sewer chamber you started in. Leon, peering around his little office nook here, there's a desk overflowing with pieces of paper and pictures of cold coffee. There's a big map of the city of Waterdeep behind the on the wall, and it is covered with notes and etchings and lots of pins and string connecting various objects together.
My God, is this a murder dungeon that we wandered into?
It sure looks like it's at least a conspiracy wall, if not a serial killer wall. You're gonna have to roll an intelligence check to find out what's going on.
And of course, there's a couch, right?
There is a tiny, there's a futon in the corner, and it is the quality of futon you would expect to find in a sewer office.
Okay. Frank lumbers over and checks the couch, by which I mean he picks up the entire couch and looks underneath it.
Yes.
Okay. A variety of things rain out of the crevices of the futon, most of them in
Anything
the form
good?
of petrified pizza crusts. And,
Nice.
yeah.
Pizza in the sewer. That sounds delicious.
Yeah.
never
Frank,
Several
you should
rats.
love this.
Several rats scurry away.
They could have been your mentor.
I will say on the wall above the futon, there does appear to be a conspicuous painting of the kind that look, you're all members of the Guild of Thieves, Tricksters, and Beggars. It sure looks like it's the kind that you put a safe behind.
I was going to say, is it a painting of a safe that is just up on the wall?
Yeah, it's a painting of a safe. It's a family portrait of several, but it looks like it's probably like a stock photo. None of them are Janos Mirror.
Is the combination like shown on the
painting? But it appears to be a stock photo of like 4 children like gathered around a safe. Yes.
And it's not shown on the painting, but the painting was signed by its artist, which is 2-5-17-4.
There's just a post-it note in the painting stuck to the safe.
Gribbits is standing in the doorway, kind of nervously looking on as you poke around in his supervisor's office.
So Frank pulls the painting off the wall, looks behind it. Frank pulls the painting off the wall, looks behind it, and then hangs it back up and says, "He's not back here."
Frank behind the painting is, as you expected, a locked wall safe.
Oh yeah, but I wasn't looking for that.
No, and Janos Mirror is not behind the painting.
Oh, okay.
So clearly there's a safe there on the wall, and we'll definitely want to get to that. But is anybody particularly perceptive? I've got a little bit of what do they call it? It's where your eye globes are a little bit misshapen. So I can't really see very well, but maybe one of you can give a bit of a perception around this whole room, just to make sure we're not missing anything else other than the very obvious safe behind the wall.
I have, you could say, eagle eyes.
Did you murder an eagle to get them?
I did. And I put them in my raven head.
I have this pair of eagle eyes with me. I hope they can help.
Yeah.
I'll take a look around.
She throws eagle eyes.
My bare hand eagle. Let me tell you, killing that bear.
To use those eyes in my pocket to look at the murder wall.
She just throws them at the wall.
I do.
See what sticks.
And see if I recognize anything while they're in the air.
All right. Did you roll a perception?
A 20.
All right. You study his murder wall with very careful perception. And this seems to be that Janos Mirror has been engaged in some kind of complicated study of what has been going on in Waterdeep. And some of you, certainly not all of you, might remember back previously, a couple months ago, there was this whole dust up in Waterdeep, as covered on Dragon Friends Season 1, where there was a huge fire, and maybe the Artificers Guild was in charge of it, and Janos Mirror certainly was telling everyone who would listen that the Artificers Guild were evil, and we're going to put robot monsters in everyone's houses, and maybe they were worshiping a dragon, and there was just a lot of talk. We can all agree a large part of the city burned down, and it seems like in the months since that, Janos Mirror has been in here trying to figure out what is going on. So looking at this specifically, there is a map of the city of Waterdeep, and he has highlighted several locations on here. I'm just going to paste these into the chat for you, but he has highlighted 5 locations around Waterdeep, seem to be kind of particular objects of his study in terms of his conspiracy work here. And those 5 locations in the city of Waterdeep are Friezo's Bakery, the House of the Artificers, which is like basically the headquarters of the Artificers Guild, the Grunworks Trust Almshouse, the Shady Dock Tavern, and a personal residence in the richest neighborhood of Waterdeep, Manor Holtzman, which is to say a manor owned someone with the last name Holtzman.
Okay, so this is less of a murder dungeon than it is a quest assignment dungeon.
Mm.
It's a quest log.
I ripped that map off the wall and pocket.
Ah! Says Gribbits, but is powerless to stop you.
I have talons.
Wait, aren't there
Try and
all a
stop
bunch
me.
of push pins and whatnot in that? Did you just rip them all out of the wall?
I
There
did.
were, but hey, what's done is done.
They
I
go
pick up the
flying
push pins and put
everywhere.
them all in my pocket.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Well,
those are
it's-
basically mini caltrops.
I have push pins now.
I have
Yep.
a map.
I will just. I think if I've done this correctly, you should see a map of Waterdeep on the screen in Roll20,
Mhm.
and I will just let me see if I
Do you?
Uh,
Which chat did you put the list in?
put it in
Roll20.
Roll20 chat, which may not have been the best place to do that.
There's only 7 chats. You should just.
I know.
And I am attempting to add the places to
It is
the
working.
map that you can see. All right. I've chosen a color that makes it very hard for me to tell what I'm doing.
Ah, the Tony way.
Yeah.
Doesn't feel like we should visit the city of the dead anyway.
That's just their fancy name for their
Is it just a bunch of
graveyard?
drunk people?
No, it's the cemetery.
It's the hair
Oh.
salon.
It's the hair salon.
Um,
Welcome to City of the Dead. Would you
Love it.
like a bob?
They do dye
Always.
jobs there.
Oh
guess.
my God. You are Dan.
Hi,
oh my
Dan.
God.
Hi, Dan. Can you see how many locations can you see on the map now?
They do
I can see that you've used a different font pretty much for each one of them.
Really?
And James is Clippy. I can see that you're trying to create a.
Yeah, I can see 4 of them.
Which
I
four
can
you
see the
and
Shady
then-
Dog Tavern at
Holtzman
the,
Manor,
is-
Baker's
Mhm.
Court,
adding swear words to the
the
map.
Almshouse, and the Friezo's Bakery.
I don't need to
Okay, hold
say
on.
who's adding swear words to the map because one person's got a big grin.
What the hell?
It was
Uh,
Steve.
Why?
Oh, there's
is
another
this-
one.
All right,
Shut
sorry.
up.
Fucking Frizzle's Bakery. Hey.
Yeah, a proud Boston institution. All right, so you can see that the locations: Holtzman Manor, Grunworth's Holmes House, Frieza's Bakery, the House of the Artificers, and the Shady Dock Tavern are scattered throughout the city of Waterdeep.
The Shady
I
Lock Tavern.
think.
Gribbits asks, so did you find any clues?
I wave the map at him and say, "What does this mean? What was he thinking about this?"
Well, there was the whole thing with, well, I mean, I don't know if you're cleared for this level of information, but well, the guild has been in conflict with the Artificers Guild, and I mean, if you asked our boss, they were trying to take over the city of Waterdeep, and well, Janos Mir personally, with the help of the Dragon's Friends, was able to thwart them, and the Artificers are no more. But Janos Mir, he believes that there's still some kind of conspiracy in Waterdeep. He's been investigating it bravely and in unpaid time in the evenings.
So what you said to us before about him not just kind of leaving and going out there was a bit of a lie. It sounds like, because sounds
What?
like he was going out there and taking care of business after hours.
I mean, but he was doing it from the safety of his study.
How can you do what needs to be done while just sitting in a room?
Do not question the Beggar King. But I'm not sure.
I want to perceive more of this.
Sitting
room.
in a room
Yeah.
doing what needs to be done. Maybe
Mm.
he's just pooping. Have you checked the bathroom?
We live in a bloody sewer. Everything's a bathroom.
Go check the bathroom, Frank.
Have you checked the whole sewer?
No.
I'd like to look at the desk to see if there's anything obvious that might indicate what he's been working on lately.
All right.
With my keen reptilian vision.
With your keen reptilian vision, yes.
That is a 15 on a perception check.
The desk is filthy. There's several kind of geological layers of and coffee fingers, and it's got all kinds of kind of scribbled notes. He seems to be kind of detailing the collapse of the Artificers Guild, and he seems to have a bunch of notes specific corruption within the Shipwrights Guild. which is basically the part a guild that works on the they repurpose and build ships from that's what a shipwright does.
All right, so one suspects that the House of the Artificers might be a good place to start, or Shady Dock Tavern, where perhaps they might know something about ships and whatnot.
Yeah, I agree.
Do we want to try and open this safe though?
Oh, right, the safe.
I feel like you can't put a safe in
All right,
front
I'm
of us.
going
and-
to try and perceive around the room to see if I can find the combination of that safe.
Okay.
Can I do that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Frank, maybe he's hiding in the safe. You should have
Yeah,
a
I
look.
was just going to suggest,
Tiff's
Gribbits, do you
excited.
know, is he hiding
I just
in
rolled
the
20.
safe
Woo!
behind the
20
painting?
plus 2 perception, so that's 22.
All right.
Good rolls early on,
study, you study
Down-
the room.
Downhill from here.
I was gonna say there is no obvious thing, but you just rolled a 20. You find under it's probably meant to be thrown out. There's a sticky note next to the trash can, which seems conspicuously to have three numbers in sequence that sure look like the content to a safe.
And
I
those
find the-
three numbers are...
And what what are those numbers, Aquafina?
I found some numbers on the sticky note, and they are 1, 2, and 3.
Mhm.
I'm
you
going
think
to
about
try
it-
it on the safe.
That's
Gribbits
actually a
grass.
hard combination to put in.
Janos Mir's birthday.
All right, I open the safe.
All right. You have Gribbits is still a little bit in shock and is powerless to stop you as you open the safe without even needing thieves' tools. The safe contains papers relating to the movement of shipwright and the Shipwrights Guild throughout the city of Waterdeep, ledgers documenting the various economic activities of of your guild, and a bag containing 25 gold pieces, basically the guild's petty cash supply.
Payday. I guess we can leave now.
Gribbits is powerless to stop you from taking the 25 gold pieces, Aquafina.
I take it all.
You
And so
really?
you do.
The entire contents of the safe, I take.
All right. Gribbits goes,
I nod approvingly.
I
This is all now
suppose
mine.
if you could just take this receipt so that we can track that. Gribbits hastily gives you like a little claim card.
I
Notes
throw it
down
away.
that you've taken all the stuff. Gribbits pretends not to have noticed that. He says.
Take the receipt, put it in the safe.
Mm.
Put Gribbits in the safe.
Glue put would probably
Gribbits
fit.
is small. I mean, he would not like that, certainly, but
Actually, I don't want to
I-
kill Gribbits.
We're
and
gonna
he would run out of
murder
air.
right
Yeah,
away,
let's let him.
yeah.
I don't think
Well,
that's a good idea.
I mean,
He might
You
have a
don't know if he-
reward for us. He could be useful.
And
It's
also,
unlikely at this point.
he's-
You've probably taken all the money.
He'll be
Tony,
fine.
whose side are you on? No,
I
but
have a
he's
I mean-
feeling
watching
we
the
might
bigger
need this
photo.
money for healing potions.
People,
Are way
Yes.
down.
it's
Gribbits says,
called a safe. He'll be
"Reasonable."
fine in there. It's
Yeah.
probably the best place for him.
It looks very dark and airtight.
Yeah,
Gribbits
we're
says
not going to
nervously.
put you in the safe,
No.
Gribby. We're just ribbing your gribs.
Just kidding.
Anyway,
My
we're,
Gribbs.
we're thinking of two places of going: the House of the Artificers and the Shady Dock Tavern. If you had to guess which one would be a better place for us to go, what would you suggest?
Well, I think the House of the Artificers burned down. Remember the whole fire 6 months ago? The Artificers tried to conquer Waterdeep with an army of automatons known as Glittermen. Was it all the papers?
Let
Half
me
the
ask-
bloody city burned down.
Let me stop you right there.
There was a
Grib.
bloody dragon tearing the
Gribbs.
city a new one.
Where are we
Yes.
right now?
We're in the beggar court,
Which is where?
Central Waterdeep.
In
I show-
relation. In
I
relation.
show you the map.
In relation. No. What I'm trying to say here is we're underground. So just because the House of the Artificers burned down does not necessarily mean there's not still something there, perhaps underground as well. Yeah,
Oh.
now you're getting me, Gribby. So anyway, between the two, do you think we'd be better off going to the Shady Dock Tavern or checking out the House of the Artificers where there could be clues even though it burned down?
Maybe you should split up to cover more ground.
Oh, you never do that, Gribby. You know that. That's what the Beggar King taught us.
Oh, he's Janos Mir. He's always telling me I'm not a wartime consigliere, and this is why. Huh.
Oh, that's a big word for you, Gribby. Here, have a coin. And he throws over like the least amount of coin possible for saying consigliere.
All right.
Half a copper piece.
Gribbits catches your half copper pieces in his teeth.
It's actually turns out it's not a coin, it's a bottle cap.
It came out from under the sofa.
Aquafina, don't reveal that part. He'll never know.
Gribbits is busily shining the bottle cap.
Well, basically, Gribbits is going to be of no help to us, so we should just get right along moving and pick one of these 2 places to go.
Let's get out of here.
Let's go to the artifice.
Take care.
Montage
I'm
music
thinking we should do the
plays.
bakery and then the
Well, we could get a snack at the bakery.
Yeah, I mean,
Let's
it's
just
like,
go to the pub.
It's breakfast.
I could use a drink.
I think we should go to the tavern.
There are 5 places of you,
How many gold pieces did I pick up, Tony?
25.
25.
All right.
which is in level 1 a fortune. It's I mean 25 gold pieces you could probably at that drink in any tavern every night for at least 2 weeks, I'd say. Yeah.
All right, let's do that.
Or I meant one person or 1 franc for one day of, I don't know. Frank, what's your constitution like?
I'm surprisingly a bit of a cheap date.
Oh, okay. So yeah, there's 5 possible locations. I will tell you, things are happening in the city of Waterdeep. The order that you go to locations may matter as Genesis Mirror's fate is fading.
We've
Those
got
are
the
words.
money. I mean,
So do we want to go to the tavern and then go from there? Because the problem with going to the House of the Artificers first is that there's nobody to talk to potentially, so it would just be looking for clues. We might not run into
also,
anybody.
if there are people to talk to, they might be kind of pissed off that their place burnt
True.
down.
That's
and
true.
Might not like us.
And I feel like we can all get we all have the opportunity to learn things at a tavern.
Tony, is there an ongoing bad blood between this group and the Artificers, or is it really just Janos Mir that's
Theoretically the Artificers are no more. So
Okay.
to your knowledge, the Artificers were basically either died of fire or were rounded up and arrested. So theoretically, the Artificers of the House of the Artificer, I believe, are not openly operating in Waterdeep. So
Yeah, but
there
there could be a
anywhere we
basement
can go
full
to
of killer robot pandas.
Jeff, were you asking something?
I would like to go shopping.
Yes. To the shops.
I could use some shell polish.
Some turtle wax.
I have come across some money.
What good fortune.
Mhm.
We'll clean it
Well,
off
just
before
so
you
you
use
know, to reinforce
Oh,
the Waterdeep is the biggest, most bustling city there is on the Sword Coast. It is the jewel of the Sword Coast. And though you live in and work in the sewers, Waterdeep is a city that has much to offer from the kind of administrative quarter of the Castle Ward. The Beggar Court is kind of on the corner of the Castle Wards. There's a large marketplace right next to the Beggar Court. Castle Ward is kind of your administrative downtown area. The trade wards, also lots of bustling shops. Dock wards, kind of more industrial places having to do with all the, Waterdeep Harbor is a major shipping institution. It's so deep that they named the city after it. City of the Dead is your cemetery, mortuary places. Probably don't recommend that. The North Ward is your more upper middle class kinds of residences. The Sea Ward is your it's on a hill, kind of waterfront property where the super rich live up in the Sea Ward. And that's your kind of your quick tour of the various parts of Waterdeep. I encourage you to pick a location to head to first.
We're gonna go get some health potions if we can at a shop.
Mhm.
That's where we would like to go.
Okay.
Yep.
So do you know how much this costs?
how much do those cost?
5 gold pieces.
I'm Googling it right now.
This is like when you go to a store and the price isn't working and the person asks you and you decide, am I going to be a good person or am I going to lie about how much this item costs?
It costs 1.
I can never
Thank
not.
you.
I can never not tell the truth there. I'm like, it's $7.
Mm.
No, what you need to do is walk up and there's no price. You just ask, is it free? Because no one's ever done that to someone.
Right. I was going to say never do that because
I've done it 1 million times.
Oh
Oh.
no.
So the reason why is apparently everyone who works in retail absolutely
Hear that.
effing hates. Oh, I can say it. Absolutely fucking hates that joke.
Yeah,
And
they do.
on the regular, my partner will come home and say, guess what somebody, well, he doesn't work at a place where that is the case anymore. But when he did, he'd come home, guess what somebody asked me today? I'm like, oh, they asked if it was free.
Yeah.
I will tell you, having consulted Google, that a healing potion is apparently not an expensive object, and the list price for a healing potion is 50 pieces.
Is
Is
what?
what?
50 gold pieces.
Hot damn, that's
Can we get half of a?
You want to do like an installment plan?
I would like to remind everyone that I am recording the map as it subtly changes to become more.
I don't know.
Well,
what
is
you
not the
mean
word
by
I would
that.
use necessarily, but there you go.
I can't stop laughing
The
as they
Shitty Cock Tavern. Come on.
I was not looking at the map, and honestly, yeah.
I don't know why it tickled me so much, but the Astle Ward is
That's my favorite too.
I will take
It
responsibility.
pains
then.
me to admit that because that was not me.
we put the ass back in castle.
Whoever took it out in the first place is a menace.
Sorry, we don't have a stream of the map. It'll be edited into the YouTube video later. You're missing out on
Some
things.
people are adding swear.
Mm. Yep.
So we can't afford
So
healing potions.
yes,
afford a
I'm
single
checking
one.
Unless-
if I have any money.
Unless one of you has a lot of extra money. I suspect though probably you
Are there lesser healing potions?
contact me.
I remember
I
at one point
suspect
there
you
was
are
some
not.
means.
I suspect very few of you have a savings account,
I
and
have
any money, any fortune you come into is quickly
Yeah.
spent.
I have
Frank,
40.
I have
gold.
1 gold piece.
Yeah, 1 gold piece.
Mhm.
I have 40, including the 25 I just stole.
Okay.
Frank
Wow,
feels
wealthy
around in
over
his
here.
shell for various bits of loose change, and a couple
Mhm.
of cheese puffs and crumbs fall out, and one very old petrified turd.
Oh,
God.
my god!
How much
Gross.
does Frank
Not
rattle
surprised
when
it
he
was
walks?
scared.
A little bit.
People, at least it's petrified.
I say we go to where is it? The tavern,
Let's do it.
because
Maybe
we don't
could
have any
win some
money.
money from cards or something.
Okay. Hey. We're gonna do it. So
What's the
you
tavern
head
actually called again?
the Shady Dock Tavern. I feel like that is not a very
Wait,
I just
That's what it was called.
That
Tony.
was-
It has a new name now, canonically.
is one
On
of you
the
gonna
map.
say it?
Yeah, the
He already
Shitty
did.
Cock Tavern.
That's right.
Hmm. That's not even that imaginative.
That's barely even a swear in Scotland.
Yeah, come on.
That one wasn't me.
Oh, my grandma, a shitty cock.
So you head to Dock Ward, one of the southern parts of Waterdeep along the coast. The Shady Dock Tavern is
What was that?
The Shady Dock Tavern.
Oh,
I
okay.
think that's where we are.
Tony works in
The
education.
shade-
He can't be caught saying this out loud.
Yeah,
Can't be cock saying
that
this
a
out
little
loud.
bit. Oh, God. Am I allowed to be associated with you people even? The Shady Dock Tavern is
Associated?
kind of on the
Sorry.
Outside the
Shady
the
Dock
sign
Tavern.
outside the Shitty Cock Tavern is just this really poorly drawn picture of a rooster. Scribbled up there by a 10-year-old.
The Shady Dock
Piece of
Tavern
trash.
is
Shitty
on
cock.
the edge of the Shipline district, which is part of the Dock Ward, which is where is tied to the Shipwright Guild, which is basically
The Shitwright
where
Guild?
Thank you.
yep.
Lot
You've done this.
All right. It is. I am.
A
I
very regular
recognize my
group.
own petard, and I put it. And it was a mistake. So you arrive at the Shady Dock Tavern. The sound of off-key sea shanties is heard long before you reach the doors of the tavern. This waterfront tavern is not much more than a shack. At least one of the walls was previously part of the ship, and they all kind of lean in directions that suggest that the entire structure is more or less intent on pulling itself into the harbor. As you enter the bar, you're struck by the overpowering smell of vomit and rum. As you can tell, you can kind of make through the smoky, dim light. There's about 20 patrons present, all in various stages of inebriation here in the Shady Dock Tavern in the early afternoon. A few tables are available at the bar.
Sorry, how many people are in here?
20 patrons.
Okay. I think Glupo's gonna go to the bar and is going to order some cheap ale and kind of listen to the conversation that's taking place, to the conversations that are taking place around the space. So maybe this is
a drink for everyone.
This could be a good way for us all to Tony, I know you like to do these things where everybody kind of does their own thing and you cut between them.
Your filthy heart.
All right. Well, yeah. So you all could do what you'd like to do. Glupo's going to go to the bar and just get a drink and kind of listen around.
All right, Glupo, the bartender. The bartender serves you. The bartender of the Shady Dock Tavern appears to be a bugbear, but his fur is kind of all matted. He's got an eye patch, but he serves you an ale. Just kind of sitting around near you at the bar itself. Give me a real quick perception check, Glupo.
12 perception.
You notice that some of the salty looking characters at the bar have various kind of tattoos and insignia that suggest that they are members of the Shipwright Guild. And you wanted to just kind of eavesdrop on some conversations as you were sitting there enjoying your ale?
Yes, correct. Yes.
All right.
Basically, as I'm eavesdropping, I'm hoping to pick up, be it coded language or not, I'm hoping to pick up some sort of conversation about what's going on in the city.
All right, give me another perception check or stealth check if you want to get real close.
Oh, I'll do a stealth check.
All right.
14 stealth.
All right. You totally invade someone's personal space, oblivious to it. And it seems like the some of the Shipwrights Guild members are, they're just kind of chatting, discussing a gossip. Apparently, there was recently some kind of mutiny in the Moonshale Isles nearby, and they're talking about the repercussions and fallout from that.
Interesting.
What would other people like to do in the Shady Dock Tavern?
I shall go up to the bugbear and eye patch to eye patch, order a drink, and then we'll see what our depth perception is like as they try and hand me a drink. And we'll kind of probably miss in the middle, but
that's why you put it on the bar first when you're handing it, when one eye patch individual is handing a beverage to another.
Yeah, there's
you
a
both
code.
know what you're doing. Yeah,
there's a bar for a reason.
I like this stealthing into other people's personal space. I might do a bit of that. Well, I rolled a 20.
All right, you kind of listen in on a kind of salty-looking sea dog. He is bragging about, he just looted a treasure off the coast of Maher, and he is set out. He has he basically has a pet cartographer named Archipelago who has been helping him uncover all kinds of buried treasure, and he's going to spend all his money today and then set sail again tomorrow morning.
We might have a source of money for our health potions.
Other people? Aquafina, would you like to do something?
What were the first documents that I had? I had the ledgers, the 25 gold, and the...
It seemed like there was a kind of a complicated notes about the comings and goings of various members of the Shipwright Guild.
I would like to, I'm looking through these notes.
Mhm.
They seem to be complicated.
Mm.
uh,
Check.
in the notes, do I recognize anybody in the tavern who related to the notes?
Mm. I'm gonna say there is one of the there's a name and the margin. There is kind of a little like stick figure drawing of what you could potentially be a bugbear with an eye patch.
And what
And
is
the notes indicate that individual's name is Brillig Blackbash, and it has the name of the Shady Dock Tavern written in the margin next to that.
Can you give me that name one more time?
Brillig Blackbash. I will post it in the Roll20 chat.
Thanks.
And his friend Slithy Toves.
Yeah.
Is there anything?
Gannon, what was that? Slidey Toes?
Slithy Toves.
Is there anything else written next to that?
No, just a kind of notes about kind of cross-checking that with the tavern that you're in. It seems like you could conclude that he works in the Shady Dock Tavern.
He's in the poultry industry, but he's bad at it.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna approach the bar, and I lean on the bar with one elbow, the other elbow kind of like holding my staff, and or spear. I have a spear, and I was like, "Hey, you Brillig."
Do I know you?
No, but I know you as a bugbear with an eye patch.
That is me.
What?
Can I get you something?
You can get me answers to questions that I might have.
Questions such as
these.
I nudge dual blades over here next to me. And I was like,
Leon,
ask the man some questions. I know your name, Leon. We cool?
we cool.
Leon dual blades.
I whisper to you, I'm not really sure what to ask.
Whisper back,
Neither am
Oh my God.
I. We're only level 1. What do you expect?
We can try some persuasion, but I mean, what do we want to find out?
All right.
Frank stands up on a bar stool and just shouts, "Has anybody seen Jono Smear here?
Oh my God.
I'm looking for Jono Smear."
Bliggy. We are looking.
Also, Michael Hunt. Is Michael Hunt here?
Tony, what happens when he says that?
About the 10,
episode gets edited.
That's 20 of the 20 inebriated members of sitting around the Shipwrights Guild. 10 of them seem to actively try and suggest with their body language and where they're shifting that they do not know you, they did not hear your words, Frank, and let me say again, they do not know you.
A little louder.
The
I'm
other
looking
10
for Jono Smear. Anybody
the
see
other
him?
10
No.
Start to kind of fiddle around in their various belongings and garments in search of whatever weapons, improvised or perhaps slightly more less improvised, that they could use to beat the heck out of a troublemaking turtle.
It'll be a shame to watch that.
Glupo runs up to Frank and says, "Oh yes, thank you so much for getting everything ready." And Tony, because of Glupo's background as an entertainer, he has a trait called by popular demand that says you can always find a place to perform, usually in an inn or tavern, but possibly other places, blah, 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 and can receive free lodging, blah, 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 blah. But basically, when strangers recognize you in a town where you perform, they typically take a liking to you. And so by popular demand. And then Glupo says, "Yeah, we're just looking for Jono Smear so that I can play a song I wrote for him." And Glupo starts to strum a song and sing about the Beggar King to try to give all of the other people, he kind of makes eyes with all of our people to give them a little more time to try and figure out things that are going on. And hopefully some of them saw the 10 who kind of looked away. But basically
Frank says, thanks everybody. You've been a wonderful audience. Shitty cock audiences are the best audiences.
Hello, Waterdeep. Glupo, give me a performance check.
Gladly.
Glupo is sitting on Frank's shoulder.
With advantage because they're inebriated. Okay.
16 is that my highest.
All right. The tension is cut by Glupo's wonderful musical performance and soft words, and people seem, to have kind of given a pass to to Frank's otherwise strange and confusing words. The bugbear at the bar is still there with Aquafina, and Brillig says, Janice Mir hasn't been here in a long time, and he'd know better than come around a shipwright's bar.
When was the last time you saw him?
He came around asking questions a couple weeks back, and well, we didn't like that. Sent him packing.
Where did you pack him?
I mean, we told him to leave.
Okay.
And then he left. Sorry, I'll try to use less idioms.
You packed him? Maybe now I understand the name of the tavern a little better. What was he asking about?
We don't want any trouble here. I think I know who you work for now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And
she just leaves.
Investigators.
Okay. Just tavern inspectors carrying out a routine inspection.
I think Glupo will start to play his song near the people that he saw who were being kind of standoffish and strange, to draw attention to them, hopefully from his team, to see if they will go have, try to get more information. So he's kind of bouncing around the bar, but he keeps going to those 10 people over and over again as he's singing his song.
All right.
About the Beggar King.
Some kind of table side serenading. Got it.
Yes, exactly.
Annette, how do I say your character's name again?
Kara.
Kara, what would you like to be doing?
I'm gonna I start waving my winged arms and sort of like dance behind. Sorry, Micah, what's your character's name again?
Glupo.
Just to sort of like be your backup dancer and sort of make my way over to those people as well.
Make eye contact with them. They're gonna want a tip.
I take out my eagle eyes and point them at them. And do I perceive anything about them?
I think the things are a lot more people are inebriated, but they are kind of going back to their business. Some of them are less engaged in Glupo's performance than others. That does not seem to be a reflection on Glupo so much as the quality of inebriation that they are experiencing. Give me a quick perception check, and I'll tell you what you overhear.
I roll a 12.
You kind of make your way over to a corner. There's two half orcs sitting in a booth, and they seem to be engaging in a debate about who can shout the loudest using evidence.
I caca at them to prove that I can obviously shout louder.
Give me a performance check.
And it's a 7.
The drunk orcs both start yelling louder than your scream and seem very proud of themselves. Sorry.
I can see Aquafina and
people?
Leon at the bar kind of just rolling our eyes at this.
Frank, would you like to do anything now that two of your friends have dissuaded people from the bar fight you tried to start?
I wasn't trying to start anything. I was just asking questions. I'm just a guy asking questions.
Just innocent questions.
Just questions. Yep. No, I'm just going to order. Can I get a beer, please? Large? Extra large?
Yep. Brillig eventually breaks away from Aquafina.
Extra large?
And Leon continues to pour beer into larger and larger containers. you were handed a large kind of plastic beach pail full of beer. It's still got some sand in it. Frank, would you like to listen in on some conversations?
Sure. Why not?
Mm,
Perception check, presumably.
sure.
All right. That's a 22.
Wow. So you listen in, and there's 2 shipwright guild members next to you, and they're kind of having a whispered conversation that they don't think you can hear. And they are talking about how good business is, and it's kind of weird that the shipwright district is becoming housing for some of the poor and displaced of Waterdeep because of the fire. That's new, but they've been doing all this construction work, and how happy they are to be paid, and all this money coming in from the new benefactor.
The new benefactor.
Well, yeah,
Sorry, the nude benefactor?
new benefactor.
Oh, new.
Micah
Did-
Sargent.
Did they
Micah,
drop
got
a
her-
name
got her
of any
brains out.
kind? Or
I'd
are
like
they
to
just
find out more about this nude benefactor.
are they just
Saying.
vaguely saying our
I'm a
new
little-
benefactor constantly?
They just say our new benefactor.
Huh.
Hmm.
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 All right. Frank files that away, but doesn't say anything.
All
'cause
right.
He's got a mouthful of beer.
Indeed, he does. Because Frank doesn't like to swallow. He just likes to let it
No.
mellow. It is
Oh,
giant
no.
turtle.
It is yellow,
Turtle.
so let it mellow.
Is it? I thought it would be more like a brown. So
What are
Drink
these
it down.
colors?
I don't know how beer works, people, or turtles. I know more
knows?
about turtles than I know about beer.
Who knows what
Uh,
happens to beer once
yeah.
it touches a turtle's mouth? All sorts of things.
So, yep.
Are we
We're learning
done
a lot here.
Are we
Yeah,
done?
are you done here?
Are we done at the tavern? I don't know that anyone's finding out any good
Yeah,
information.
I overheard somebody
I would,
talking about treasure maps and treasure, but I don't know that that's going to relate necessarily to
Are
our-
there any? Is there anyone around wearing anything that could indicate where they're from or where they're working or something?
These seem like they're all based on their garb. Locals who work in the ship line area. Some of them might be are clearly guild members. Others are probably just day laborers. But you are a bit out of element in that you are not as nautically garbed as any of the other occupants of the.
Is
Shady
everybody
Dock
wearing little sailor suits?
A lot of sailor suits. A lot of I don't know what else. They got little necklaces with anchors on them.
Sure.
A lot of tattoos.
Captain's
tattoos
hats.
of boats. Yeah, captain's hats.
Cans of
What are
spinach.
other
Eye
things?
patches.
Eye patches.
Sperry
Yeah, every
topsiders.
Do they have
lot
parrots
of
on their
people-
arms?
Yeah, a lot of parrots. Everybody. Did I mention
There's
there's 20 parrots in this
There's
bar?
fucking birds everywhere.
Yeah.
Like,
The-
I
the
love it.
din-
Yeah, you're
The
good.
din of
Can I
the
like
screaming
talk
parrots.
to some of the birds?
That's why the cock is so shitty.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I will give you. You are literally bird to bird talk.
Yeah.
What do you want to learn from the birds, Kara?
Oh,
Don't trust the birds.
I would like to ask the birds. What do I want to ask them?
Ask them
who
about
the
these.
nude benefactor is?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I want to ask the birds
Wait.
about this. I don't know about the new
Yeah,
Nobody
Frank
knows
didn't
but
share
me.
that.
because just Frank knows that. I
Mm.
don't think I heard that. Did I?
Frank's not subtle. I think you would have heard it.
Okay.
Frank hasn't
Frank?
said anything. He's just drinking his yellowy beer.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm going to ask them if what's new and what's going on in the district.
All right. So one of the parrots. What's the parrot's name, Annette? Because I'm bad at parrot names.
It is
Peter.
Peter. Yes, it is Peter.
I'm Peter. Peter the parrot.
Oh, Peter.
Ah!
Peter.
Tell me what's going on in this district.
Everybody's got money. Thanks
How
to the new
come?
benefactor,
Who is this benefactor?
Commodore Lexi. He's rich.
Oh, does he come in here?
No,
Where can I
but
find
his
him?
money does.
Where can I find him? I want some of this money.
I don't know. I'm just a parrot.
Okay. I feel like
Who is this Commodore Lexi pouring money into the shipwright district? And what, if anything, does he have to do with Janos Mir, the beggar king? Where will our adventurers go next in Waterdeep? And will they be as ineffective at solving the mystery? For answers to questions such as these, tune in next time to Total Party Kill.